good Lord, not this again. What do you want? Wow, a crappy Friday the 13th DVD collection. Thanks. What about part 4? What, you want a review or something? Well, if I don't do it, I'll probably be sent to the hospital or worse, so let's do it. Man, I'm getting tired of these random nutcases breaking into my house and making me review movies. Who's next? Ghostface? Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. In other words, not the final chapter, because there was many other chapters made afterwards. Was probably the best Friday the 13th movie made. And I gotta say, it's not my absolute favorite of the franchise. Mine is Part 6 personally, but I do enjoy this film with special effects artist Tom Savini working on this film. You got Ted White, probably the second best Jason. You got Corey Feldman, one of my favorite actors of all time, in it. What's not to like about this movie? Now, before we get into the film, we dive into it. Spoilers alert. If you have not seen this movie, do not watch this video because I'm spoiling it right off the bat. I'm going through it through all the kills. I'm going through it by the story, and I'm also going to be spoiling other Friday the 13th films prior to this film, and maybe after. We'll see. But there will be spoilers. So I hope you stay tuned. Alright, so now all the squares are out of here. Let's get into this film. Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, was a film made in 1984, yada yada yada, you know. Old film. That's why I'm spoiling in the beginning. So no spoiler corner here. Alright, so this film takes place after Friday the 13th Part 3. Of course it does. After Jason fights Chris Higgins in the barn, gets an axe in his head, and dies, I guess. I mean, realistically, he would die. I mean, if I got hit with an axe in the head, I would die. Which is probably good enough to say that he isn't human, or he's superhuman, or whatever. Well, anyways, we cut to Part 4 where Jason's in the barn. And they're getting the bodies pulled out. It's just a freaking massacre. Well, we go to the hospital, which is I wouldn't say a homage, but kind of a part of a Halloween 2X setting. And we got two characters. We got a nurse, and I think we got a mortician, something like that. And the guy who works in the morgue, he's just a complete jerk. He's a jerk to his coworkers. He's a jerk to the corpses. There is one of the female characters that died. I believe it was the one that was pregnant in Part 3. Or it could have been Fox. I don't know. I'm not judging. But it probably one of those characters. Or it could have been the character that Shelley wanted to be with. I'm not sure. Regardless, she's pretty hot. Yeah, well, she's pretty dead, so it's kind of mean, or well, disrespectful. But he's gonna get it. So the nurse and the mortician end up in the morgue room where Jason's body is at, and they end up doing the naughty deed that we all know. And Jason does not like that. So he puts his hand and scares them, and the nurse runs away, and the mortician guy is just sitting there, and he's like, alright, well, time to put on my workout tape. Yeah. And then Jason comes in with the bone saw, and he just like to the guy. It was pretty cool when I first watched that. Not only does he like try to cut his head off with it, he's like, I can't cut their head off. Twist all the way around. Boom. And then Jason proceeds to go after the nurse, where he then stabs her, and I want to say he kind of cuts her downwards, kind of splits her a little bit. I don't know. They just gashes down a little bit. But, alright. So let's talk about the main characters. Now, getting into the main fodder, I really don't know many of their names. So I'll just describe some of their scenes and some of their kills. But the main focus characters is Tommy and his sister. We got Tommy's mom, we got Tommy's sister, and they're more of an active kind of mom and daughter character. Tommy is very much like Tom Savini, who likes to create a lot of latex, creepy masks and props. We got Tommy's dog. He was more memorable than some of these fodder characters I don't even care about. We got Christian Glover as one of the kids. I liked him in Back to the Future. Alright. So, Tommy is wearing his weird alien mask, playing video games, and all that when we're introduced to them. We got the kids who are driving, heading to the vacation house, as we all know from the video game. We got Christian Glover and his friend on the computer, and Christian Glover's like, oh, it's because he broke up with his girlfriend, or she broke up with him. Also because he's going on this trip because he wants to get laid. And the famous line his friend says is, well, the computer says you're a dead fuck. While the kids are driving to the vacation house, they drive past a tombstone that says Pamela Voorhees, which confirms that her first name was Pamela. That is pretty cool, right? No? It is to me. But the weird thing is, it's weird because she should be buried in a real cemetery, like she was in part 6. It was a cut ending of part 6. So maybe she is, maybe she's not. We won't talk about that. We get the hippie chick who's wanting a ride from the kids, and they pass her by, and they're kind of jerks about it. And she flips the sign, and she says, fuck you, and it's funny. She sits down, eats a banana, and she's like, alright, probably just gonna have to walk where I'm going. And Jason comes by and says, oh, no, you don't. Takes the knife, stabs her through the throat. Nice one, Jason. Michael Myers copied you, though, in the new movie. Anyways, so the kids arrive at their destination, and I believe Trish, which is Tommy's sister, I think she meets the kids first, and then later on, Tommy and her are having car problems, and the dog runs out of the car, and they chase after it, and they see the kids skinny dipping, and Trish is like getting Tommy out of there and all that. But this is where we're introduced to the other character, and with this character, we see Tommy trying to fix the car, because apparently Tommy knows how to fix cars. He does know how to drive one. He knows how to fix them, so that's pretty weird. we see Rob. Who is Rob? Rob is supposedly hunting bears. There's no bears in these woods, Tommy says. Well, he's hunting something a little bit bigger than a bear. Well, okay, maybe not bigger than a bear, but I would say more scarier than a bear. He's hunting Jason, obviously. And he's hunting him because he killed his sister, Cassandra, from part 2. She was with the guy who had the long hair and the hat. And she got speared. So that was an interesting thing. I don't know, although I don't know how he would. I don't know why he would be there. I guess she's been buried because part 2 and part 3 and part 4 all happen the same week. So part 2's Friday. I would say part 3 would have been Saturday, and then part 4 would be Sunday. Or Sunday and Monday, something like that. I think it's Sunday. So, it's a little weird, I guess, I don't think his sister's been buried yet, so I don't know where he's getting these conclusions that Jason did it. I don't even know why there's newspapers of Jason in this film. The continuity of these films are really weird, okay? So, but yeah, Tommy takes him up there, shows him everything. Why? Look, Rob's a stranger. I would not bring a stranger in my house and show him my room, even though I have a really cool room. Not this room. Different room. But I'm just saying, that's a little weird. But Rob leaves, and he's kind of set up that he's Trisha's love interest, but not really, because Rob dies. Rob gets a pretty interesting. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's just get into the kills. Let's just dive right into the kills, because, Jason's stalking him, and the twins. Twins are not with the vacation kids. They apparently live in the area too. So, they go to the vacation house with the other teenagers, and have a big party, and and here we go with the next kills. Jason just goes all over the place, man. He's got there's this one chick who is jealous of one of the twins getting up on her supposed boyfriend, I think. And she decides, I'm gonna go swim to this raft that's floating up there, and I'm gonna just lay there instead. And Jason obviously comes to the water and stabs her through the boat with the machete, and boom. Then her boyfriend comes out, and he's looking for her, and Jason comes out of the water again, but this time he has like a harpoon gun and stabs him I think he stabs him first and holds him up, and then shoots him with the harpoon gun in the nuts. Like, come on, man. That's a little messed up. Good Lord. There's an off-screen death with one of the twins. So the next kill is off-screen again. Is Mrs. Jarvis or Miss Jarvis. She gets off-screen killed. Supposedly, we don't see her die. She sees something and screams. That's it. After Christian Keller has sex with one of the twins, he goes downstairs with Ted. That's his friend. I just remember that. He goes downstairs and says, "Ted, hey Ted, where's the corkscrew?" And then Jason gives him the corkscrew, and then the meat cleaver to the face. There's your corkscrew. And after that, we have Jason. Jason, Ted, where's the corkscrew? And then Jason gives him the corkscrew, and then the meat cleaver to the face. There's your corkscrew. And after that, we have Jason. Ted, where's the corkscrew? And then Jason gives him the corkscrew, and then the meat cleaver to the face. There's your corkscrew. And after that, we have the twin, she's upstairs and Jason pulls her through the window and she lands on the car and she dies. Then we have Ted. He's downstairs watching what I bet the best I could explain is an old black and white naughty film to keep it clean. And he's sitting there high as heck. Yes, there is drugs in it because he does smoke weed. And there is a screen, protection screen, that he stands by, and Jason's behind it with a knife, stabs him to the head, and there goes Ted. Then we have the guy in the shower who gets his head squished. Jason breaks the glass door and takes his head and squishes it on the tile wall behind him. And then the girl who he was in the shower with sees all the bodies, and she gets scared and she's running for the door, and Jason throws an axe to the door and hits her, and she dies. And there's all your kills for the main fathered kids. In the meantime, however, Tommy and Trish just got home, and it's dark, the lights are out, it's storming still. It started storming, by the way, and Trish goes out to find her mother, and she leaves Tommy there to get the power fixed. Good idea. I know she doesn't know Jason's there, but good idea. Jason will be sure. Anyways, she goes and she finds a tent to hide in, and there's Rob. Rob is there. And it's discovered, obviously, what I've already said, he's hunting Jason because of his sister Cassandra. I've already explained. So they go to the vacation house because he knows Jason's around somehow. They find all the bodies, and they go in the basement because they know Jason's down there, and Rob gets killed. Good job, Rob. He's killing me! He's killing me! Trish, run! Oh, he's killing me! Yeah. Jason takes the best I can describe is one of those fork things that you use to dig. Gardening tool? We'll say gardening tool. He just freaking keeps smacking him with it. Stabbing him, of course. I believe that's what that is. And down goes Rob. Or it could have been a hammer. Really, I don't remember. I know in the game, when Rob's death is emulated, I believe it is a hammer. Because, and also in the movie, when Trish gets back to Tommy and all that, Jason throws Rob's body through the door or through the window, and he's got a hammer in his head. So now I'm thinking about it, it was probably a hammer. But no. We get to Tommy and Trish's scene, and they're fighting Jason. And, they pull up a good fight. They're running around. They get locked up in their room. Jason breaks through the freaking door that's got a drawer held to it, so barricaded to the door so he can't get in, but he gets in anyways, and they take a TV and smash it on his head. He still can't catch Trish. Tommy decides he's gonna shave his head bald so he can distract Jason. While that's going on, Trish is fighting Jason. She takes the machete, stabs Jason. Not stabs, but slices his hand almost in half. So he's got like this split in his hand. If you've seen my part 5 Dream Sequence NECA Jason review, that's one of the accessories. So she does that. Tommy comes down, strikes Jason. They smack his mask off. We see his ugly face. And then Tommy takes the machete and whops Jason in the face. He falls, and his face just slides down. And that's our death of Jason. Oh, and Tommy sees Jason twitching, so he just keeps smacking him with the machete. And we get the famous scene of Tommy and his sister in the hospital, and you see that pause of Tommy's face just indicating that Tommy would probably be the next killer. So Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, is still probably one of the best Jason films made. I highly enjoyed this film while watching it, and it's got great acting. Great acting. It's got better acting than I've seen in another Friday the 13th film. Better than, I would say, Part 5, Part 6, Part 7, all the older ones. Not the older ones, but the later ones. And even some of the older ones are a little cheesy, but it's not cheesy, but, from that time. I mean, I look at these films as a work of art, okay? There might be some moments I feel a little weird and cheesy, but like I said, these movies, in my opinion, are a work of art, and the people who work on them, I always say they do a good job. Depending on the film. I mean, obviously, if it's Friday the 13th, Part 8, then no, that's garbage. I mean, that film's got good parts in it, but no, that movie's a big middle finger because it's a lie. Part 9, I won't talk about that. Well, so I give Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. Not the best Friday the 13th film as favorite, but it's the best Friday the 13th film made. It's got the right combinations of actors. It's got the right combination of Jason. It's got Corey Feldman. It's got the best person you can get the special effects made by, Mr. Tom Savini. It's just a good standard Jason film. I mean, someone wants to go up and say, hey, I just want to watch a regular Friday the 13th film. Watch Part 4. I recommend Part 4 more than any of the other ones because you get good characters, you get good death scenes that are made by Tom Savini, you get a good Jason, you get a good Jason kill, you get the best of the best. And Jason's mask has already been put out there, so he doesn't have to go get it. So this is just a regular standard Jason film if you just want it to be that. That's what this is. And obviously it wasn't a final chapter, but thank God for that. Or maybe not, depending on your look on the other films. But I will have to say that this film was pretty good. Alright. I'll see you next time. Bobby out. Was that good enough of a review for you, Jason? Man, I'm getting tired of these movie maniacs always showing up at my house.